The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
C.D. Lamb, touchdown.
Parsons has sacked it. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, and Kyle Youmans.
And welcome to Talkin Cowboys, presented by Black Rifle Coffee. We are your hosts. I am Josh Rodriguez. This is Patrik "No-C" Walker. Isaiah, what are you today?
I am the Atlanta Falcons, a.k.a. the Grinch.
A.k.a. the Grinch. And Kyle is the invisible man in the corner over there.
What's up, Kyle?
Welcome to... What's up, Kyle?
Hollow Man.
Boys, if you didn't realize, we don't dress like this normally.
We don't?
You don't?
No. I mean,
That's
not
cap.
on the air.
That's,
to be
I was
fair.
going to say that's cap.
Not
That's
on the
cap.
air. But this is Talkin Cowboys,
This
boys.
is Talkin'
And it's
Cowboys.
Halloween day
Spooky season
Oh,
has arrived.
Yes,
you guys killed it. I mean, you guys probably killed something, but you guys definitely killed your outfit.
What are you talking about? This apron came like this.
oh,
You know?
sure
Yeah.
did.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
I needed
You
it.
got a little...
For the unenlightened, and
I would kick you
gotta
in your
swing it
chest if you came to my door like that. you would have a footprint in your chest, I swear.
listen, for the uncultured,
The
that is
uninitiated.
Leatherface, and that, he is killing it with the chains.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
got the mannerisms and everything. He got the mannerisms.
It was a Texas Chainsaw
you
Massacre.
definitely look
boys.
like Freddy right now, though. If there was an urban Freddy, you're him.
Yeah.
Yeah?
The scars are really, really
appreciate that.
nice.
That's everything.
I like how you
that's,
did
Yeah.
that.
That's nice. Yeah.
We in the building. Oh, am I wearing this all day today? Absolutely, I am.
You guys would be proud. And my kids, while I was gone out of town earlier this week,
What
my
they
kids asked my wife to watch Nightmare on Elm Street.
I love it.
Yes, sir.
A classic.
The GOAT.
And they laughed all the way through it.
No, it's hilarious.
Well,
It's
see,
great.
that's sociopathic behavior. You might order.
And then my son slept in my
I was
daughter's
gonna
room.
say, keep an eye. Okay, I was gonna keep an eye on that.
That's a good thing to do. You act tough, and then at night,
an eye
it's
on
like, I
that.
can't fall asleep. All right, boys, we got the Cowboys offense versus the Atlanta Falcons defense breakdown coming up here shortly. And Kyle's on the way.
He is. So
He'll save
I'm gonna,
us.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in. Hollow Man. I mean, we're going to jump into some news and notes.
Let's do it.
While we wait for Hollow Man.
You gotta wait your turn. Wait.
Kyle, hold on, man.
Wait, dude.
Quit talking over us,
Right.
Kyle, for once. Jeez.
God.
Honestly.
All right. So news and notes. Cowboys came out with their first injury report.
I fixed Kyle's camera if you guys look at it.
Kyle, we got it, man. Chill out, all right?
There it is. Beamer in the back with the full skeleton suits going on. Yeah, I love it. All right. So Brandon Aubrey, he missed yesterday with jury duty, but jury duty has concluded for him.
But they say this is the longest case
I know.
ever.
It was guilty. The guy was guilty and sentenced to 65 years. So Brandon Aubrey is back. Fresh
He
off
did
of-
his civic duty.
He did his civic duty.
was that a week and a half?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, it started early last week. So Brandon Aubrey, he's back. Great news there.
Putting away bad guys. We like to see it.
Is that funny that it was 65 years and that's his longest field goal of his career?
Oh, bars.
Wow.
I mean, like, isn't that weird? Like, do you think he's in the jury room like, hey,
I
guys,
need 65, not
I'm about-
64.
I'm going to troll this guy a little
Not
bit.
63.
65 years.
That's rough. That's rough. Long time. All right. So Deron Bland, he still did not participate. Still not trending in the right direction, but he was activated to the 53-man roster on yesterday.
Does he need a new foot? I can go find one for him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man! So Deron Bland. The good news is he's no longer on injured reserve, so he's back on the 53-man roster. So now, does that mean that he'll be ready for the Falcons? Again, I just said he did not participate in practice, so that is still to be determined. But the good news is he will be back this season. So as opposed to season-ending IR, which puts him out until 2025. Kalen Carson was a full participant. He was full participant all last week as well, but was made inactive. I did say last week that I spoke with Kalen, and he said he was still trying to get his final clearance for his full range of motion. I spoke with him yesterday. He said he's good. He's just waiting for the clearance now, but he said his range of motion is back. It's fully formed. It's all good. So hopefully he's on the field. Trayvon Diggs was held out yesterday with a calf injury. He said it was just some calf soreness. He said it happened at some point during the game. He doesn't know when it happened, but apparently maybe he took a helmet to the calf, and he just didn't feel it in the moment.
Yeah.
Went home, adrenaline kind of cooled off, and he woke up the next morning and was like, ouch.
Ow.
Right. So it doesn't seem like there's any concern there. There is a concern for me with Linval Joseph showing up on the injury report with a back issue. He did not participate. Keep an eye on that.
Spinal?
My neck, my neck and my back.
That's what the injury report said, strangely enough.
So Eric Kendricks, he was limited with a shoulder injury. Obviously, he returned last week. So just something to monitor, nothing big there. Zach Martin, yesterday would have been a veteran rest day for him anyway. But because he has an issue, his shoulder this time, they have to list it as such. But we'll see if he practices today, which he would have normally. Jordan Phillips, full participant again, and Nick Vigil, again, did not participate as he did not Friday or I think last Thursday either with his foot issue. So that's the Cowboys injury report right now. The things to kind of keep an eye on, DaRon Bland and Micah Parsons. Obviously, Micah didn't participate either in practice. Neither one of those guys are trending in the right direction as of Thursday morning.
Have you had eyes on Micah Parsons this week?
Not really much to have eyes on. He wasn't out there yesterday. Yeah, with during the open portion of practice.
He was with the rehab group.
Right,
though?
He was with the rehab group. So, can't really gauge how well he is or is not moving. I mean, he's walking fine.
Right.
But as Isaiah can tell you, there's a difference between walking and running and cutting and going full speed and exploding out of your brakes and things like that. So, to be determined for both Micah and DaRon Bland at this point.
Does seeing Zach Martin on the injury report scare you at all? This Halloween?
I mean, now keep in mind, because that's a good question. Keep in mind, Zach was on the injury report with a back issue.
Spinal?
Within the past few weeks as well. So now back, shoulder, he's not necessarily playing Zach Martin ball in 2024.
His name is Smokey.
Oh, my neck, my back, and my back. Mike Tyson, I broke my back.
Spinal. So the injury report's not great. For people that are probably asking what's taking Micah Parsons so long, high ankle sprains suck.
Yeah.
There's a reason why people say that in some cases it's better to break your ankle than it is to have a high ankle sprain, a severe high ankle sprain, because the stretch of your ligaments, right? It takes your ligaments don't necessarily want to come back quickly, right? In terms of tightening back up, but just think about a rubber band. If you leave a rubber band stretched out all night, right, and all of a sudden it's not going to have that same resistance as it once did. So high ankle sprains absolutely suck, and he is, trust me, as I think we all know, he's doing everything that he can to possibly get back on the field. And you don't want him to come back on the field unless he's 100%.
Right, and what you also want to keep in mind, and since we're talking about the injury report, and we're talking about DaRon Bland being activated, not yet for the Falcons game, but he's back on the active roster. You lose Oruwariye to injured reserve because he suffered a back injury. These back injuries, man. He suffered a back injury. He took a knee to the back against the 49ers, and now he's down for a minimum of 4 games. So if DaRon Bland can't go, and Kalen Carson is still, let's say Kalen Carson is a game-time decision. We'll see. And so now what are you looking at? Andrew Booth? Maybe, and what's your situation there at cornerback? So going against and we'll talk about this we doing QB Vision today?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll talk about this with QB Vision. But on the flip side, linebacker vision.
I see what you did there with you.
On the flip side.
On the flip side, talking about cornerback vision. I mean, you're going against a Falcons offense that can stretch the field and get chunk plays.
Absolutely.
And opposite Trayvon Diggs and Jordan Lewis, what do you got there? You fighting? See, this is what happens when you wear other people's skin.
I know. It's almost like I don't feel comfortable in my other people's skin.
Are you sweating right now?
No, not really.
That's good.
It doesn't look too hot.
It's just that the eyes are really short and low.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The hair on that mask is disturbing. It's unsettling.
It's disturbing that I have hair right now. That's the more disturbing part.
Well, let YouTube tell it.
Yeah.
Hey, does this outfit make me look slim?
It does.
My God.
It does.
I mean, like,
Beaver
look,
went
I mean, like, do I
there.
look like I'm slim? A little
You
bit
definitely
here,
look
guys?
bony.
You're
You look bony right
yeah,
now.
You're bony.
Yeah.
He's missed a couple meals lately. From you can tell.
Beamer, is that's not the Kirko chain over there, is it? Oh,
Yeah, it is. You want it?
Oh my goodness, no. Just
Beamer's going full dad joke with the.
Yeah.
Does this make me look fat?
you got the Kirko chain over there. That's
No, Beamer, I can see right through you. Okay.
All right, boys. Before we get into
That's
QB
funny.
vision, before we get into our defensive preview, let's take our very first break. We'll be right back after these messages.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a pepper thing.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Welcome back to Talkin Cowboys, presented by Black Rifle Coffee. This segment is brought to you by Quaker Oats, the official oatmeal sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's funny how just the Quaker Oats read doesn't match what we got.
No.
Yeah.
But you can always, I love Quaker Oats on Halloween.
Listen, if I'm at your front door, I'll take Snickers, I'll take Quaker Oats.
I'll take whatever.
Yeah, whatever. You know?
All right, boys, we got to get
I'll
into
take your soul, too.
our very own Isaiah Stanback's QB Vision. Vision. Did a little echo on it.
I heard the laugh.
Oh, yeah, I got the
waiting
laugh.
for Beamer to bring me. I heard the laugh.
Come on, Isaiah.
Oh, it's time to go. All right.
God, just cook.
Sorry, I was waiting on the.
I know you're waiting on the lead.
So QB Vision, we have
Wide 80.
There we go.
It's time for QB Vision with Isaiah Stanback.
All right, guys, welcome back for another episode of QB Vision. Let's talk about it, man. The defense of the Atlanta Falcons is not necessarily what you think about when you think about the Atlanta Falcons. Right now, you just mentioned it a second ago, Freddie. You talked about their offense and how loaded they are at every position, really.
Right.
I mean, they're tight ends, solid. O-line, solid. Quarterback, solid. Running back, solid. Receivers, solid. Defensively, you don't get those same vibes.
No.
Right? You don't get those same vibes.
That defensive line is not a nightmare.
Not at all. It matters. In fact, speaking about the defensive line, their defensive line and their defense is not a threat when it comes to the pass rush.
There it is.
Dun, dun, dun.
There it is.
They're not really a threat. Matter of fact, they're the worst in the league when it comes to defensive pressures. In case anybody was wondering. So that is positive, right? I know we're talking about spooky things, and this defensive front is just not spooky. Even though there are some names that historically have been spooky, aka Grady Jarrett, aka Matthew Judon. Those are guys that would normally scare you, right?
Absolutely.
But they're just not.
If this were the Patriots,
or if this was 3 years ago, Grady Jarrett was a dude. He's not a dude right now. Matthew Judon was a dude even just a year ago. He's not a dude necessarily in Atlanta. Okay,
you say that, but going up against this,
I probably shouldn't say that. It might change, but when you think about those guys up there, you have to still respect them.
Yes.
But their numbers, their stat line is not just popping off the screen like it once has earlier in their career. The one gentleman on the defensive front that does give me the spooks is number 90. His name is David Onyemata. David Onyemata. And he's going to be in, I don't know if that's pronounced the right way, but he is in the interior defensive line. Okay. And when we say the interior defensive line, for all the fans at home that are not familiar, that's going to be anywhere between your two guards and your center. Okay. So you got Tyler Smith, you got Cooper Beebe, you have Zach Martin. Zach Martin, that name popped up where?
On the injury report.
On the injury report.
Shoulder.
That
so
it did.
I don't think that.
Do you need your shoulder too?
You kind of need your shoulder to lock out guys that are relatively large humans.
Is this a large human that we're going up against?
He's not a small human. He's 6'3", 300 pounds. He's not an oversized human. When I look at him, I think about like an Osa.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the vibes he gives me. He gives me Osa vibes. So he has a quick twitch to him, but he's also powerful. Grady Jarrett on the defensive front has turned more into a bull rush type of guy. This guy right here is definitely a bull rush guy. He wants to lock in on you. He wants to go forward, but he does have that quick twitch to throw you off as a curveball or a changeup. You see what I did there? Shout out to the Dodgers. So that's the defensive front. Not a lot to worry about there again. But when I say that, Dak Prescott, he has a handful of interceptions this year, right?
Yeah, it's not looking great. He's starting to ratio himself.
We're at 8
and 2 over the last 3 games. I mean, two
each of the last 3 games. And those interceptions are not coming under pressure.
They are not.
So you're not concerned about the pressure of the defensive line and the defensive front of the Atlanta Falcons, but your quarterback has been throwing interceptions against teams who can't elicit pressure.
Correct.
And historically, he's been great under pressure.
Yeah. So bring the pressure.
Bring it. But if you can't.
But don't stand there.
But don't stand there. Okay. So So these guys aren't going to get pressure, but Dak is not necessarily something that you can rest your hat on because Dak has not done well versus teams that aren't getting pressure. It's kind of a weird stat line. Anyways,
the more time you give him,
the worse he does seemingly this year. But hopefully he breaks that streak. Let's go up to the next level. Next level, the linebackers, really not concerned. Okay, Matthew Judon 15 is listed as a linebacker, but he really is a stand-up defensive end. He doesn't like to have his hand in the ground. He wants to stand up, be in a track stance or a bicycle stance, whatever you want to call it. And he wants to create pressure that way from a wide technique. When you go to their secondary, okay, the secondary has some guys that you need to put some respect on. Yeah, they definitely have some guys. They have A.J. Terrell Jr. He's a guy that I like. That is number 24. He's a big corner, physical corner. He wants to get his hands on you. The gentleman that I am most concerned about.
Say his name.
Yeah, the guy, his name is Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates the third.
As if the first and second weren't dangerous enough.
Yes, and then he said, just to ensure that you remembered his name, he wears number 3. Okay, so you won't have to look for him far. Hey, good.
It's Kyle Youmans.
It's Kyle Youmans. Welcome, Kyle Youmans, to the show.
So Jesse Bates the third is wearing number 3, and he is a ball hawk.
Yep.
They're Jesse Bates and
AJ
Terrell and Justin Simmons. Okay, but Justin Simmons I believe is injured right now. But those guys are ball hawks. They're ball hawks. However, this defensive secondary, you can torch them. When I say torch, I'm talking about straight Tostitos. Okay,
Championship Plaza.
Okay, Frisco and Star. They don't press up. They don't create a lot of issues there. They don't do a lot of confusion in terms of disguising their coverages. They are a too high shell defense. They want to sit back and don't allow anything to beat them over the top. They want to keep everything in front of them. They run cover 4, okay, which is obviously 3 guys underneath, 4 guys up top, okay? Mm-hmm. The reason why you can torch that if you're patient is because you have 3 guys covering 53.5 yards of field laterally. It's a lot of space available at the first and second level. When they're not running cover 4 with the 2 high, they're running cover 6. So they're running 4 to one side and they're running cover 2 to the other side. Both of these coverages, they're still not coming up and pressing. Matter of fact, they press the least amount out of any team in the league. These guys are playing off coverage 5, 6, 7, 8 yards off. So when you have some receivers for the Dallas Cowboys that are trying to get their mojo going, mojo moment, you see what I did there? They're trying to get rooted. Okay? Yeah. They're trying to get rooted. These guys are going to be able to get the rock unimpeded.
Yes.
Meaning that they're going to be able to run the first 5, 6, 7 yards without anybody touching them. And if I can run 5, 6, 7 yards without anybody touching them, by rule, it's now illegal for you to touch me at what point? 5 yards down the field?
Yes, 5 yards
down the field.
You can't stop.
Now it's illegal contact.
Now it's illegal contact. So I can run my routes underneath, be impatient, get the ball, and get this thing called yak. Do you know what yak stands for?
Yards after catch.
That's right. Not a yak with a K, but a yak with a C.
Not the purple velvet bag?
No.
Other yak.
No, yeah, the other yak, buddy. Okay, no grimace today. No grimace today. So I am looking forward to this offense getting going in the passing game. Okay, because this defensive secondary, they're not going to come up. They're not going to press you. These guys are not the most disciplined in terms of getting out of their back pedal. They will turn their shoulders to the sideline, which means that you can get them leaning one way and cross their face, even though they are playing 2 high shells. There's opportunities if you can get the protection, which you should, because they're not doing well at pressuring, and you can get beyond their secondary if you want to take your shots.
Right.
Okay, so CeeDee Lamb can get up on the safeties. Jalen Tolbert will have opportunities to get up on the safeties, and you can get these guys leaning one way, cross their face, and if the offensive line protects, you can get some big shots. But you're going to have to be okay taking those 5, 6, 7 yard passes and try to make something happen with them, because they are not going to come up and put hands on you at the line of scrimmage.
Well, ideally, that gets Dak in a rhythm if he's able to throw those 5 and 6 yard routes. Patrik, how do you feel about our wide receivers going up against the secondary?
I mean, it's just like Isaiah said. I mean, the way they play their cover, they'll give you space to operate. And the Cowboys have struggled for most of the season with separation, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, this Falcons defense, the way they scheme it up is they're gifting you separation. All you have to do is make sure that you run your clean route, get the ball, and then once you get the ball, try to make 1 or 2 guys miss, and then turn that into a chunk play. And the Cowboys have struggled all season with both getting chunk plays and then when they get chunk plays, making those chunk plays become touchdowns. I think CeeDee Lamb is the only one who's been able to effectively do that on more than one occasion, turn a chunk play into a touchdown. And then when you're struggling to get red zone touchdowns, that makes those chunk play turning into touchdown plays that much more valuable. But in kind of a side note, news and notes, Justin Simmons, he is in fact dealing with an injury. It's a hamstring, but he was limited, so he participated in practice on yesterday. So he has at least a chance there. But when you're talking about Justin Simmons, you're talking about Pro Bowl caliber stuff. When you're talking about A.J. Terrell, that's Pro Bowl, right? When you're talking about Jesse Bates, that's Pro Bowl, right? So while they'll give you the space, you have to make sure that the routes are good and the throws are there. Yeah. The decision-making from Dak has to be crisp in this game, because while, like Isaiah's saying, while they'll give you the space to operate, they're looking for that one mistake. They're looking for that bad throw, that bad decision. And once you do that, they're taking the ball.
And while the coverage is playing off, do you think that opens lanes for the running game to maybe get on the right track?
I do think that you can run the ball here. I mean, but it comes down to there's nothing on their defensive front that says you can't run the ball. Let me just say that. It comes down to Dallas's offensive line and scheme. Can the offensive line do their jobs and start moving guys? Because we haven't seen it. We just haven't seen it.
There's nobody really scary up front.
There's nobody scary up front. But again,
doesn't mean they're bad players.
No, obviously not. I mean, they got some names, right? They have names.
We're not looking at this front seven the same way we looked at Pittsburgh's front seven, or even last week in facing San Francisco's front seven. It's not the same.
This is the least threatening defensive line we've faced yet, up to date. That doesn't mean that they can't turn it on.
New York,
and they tend to turn.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
tend to turn it on.
That doesn't mean they can't turn it on because they have the players. It's not like they just have some bums. They got some dudes up there. They just haven't been playing well as a unit. But I'm hoping, again, there goes that word hope. Okay, I hope that the offense can get a running game going. But my faith is in the passing game. Who's this hiding behind my shoulder right now?
That is our buddy,
Tell him I grew up in a bad neighborhood. You can't be creeping up behind me like that.
Your QB vision extends 360 degrees.
Yeah, man, I got at least 270 degrees.
What do we got here?
Oh, we got some Black Rifle coffee on the way. Talking Cowboys presented by Black Rifle Coffee. We're going to take our last break. When we come back, more from this defensive preview and some more Black Rifle coffee in just a few minutes.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
They say champions are remembered, but legends are never forgotten. United Ag & Turf offers a winning lineup of John Deere equipment built to tackle any challenge on and off the field. Legendary John Deere tractors, combines, residential mowers, commercial mowers, compact construction equipment, Gator utility vehicles, and a full line of golf and sports turf equipment. United Ag & Turf, the official Ag & Turf equipment supplier of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com to find a location near you.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
And we're going to overtime.
Erica, how much have I spent on concessions?
For questions about their money, Dallas Cowboys fans can turn to Erica, the virtual financial assistant in the Bank of America mobile banking app. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/Erica by your side. Bank of America, official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Erica responses may vary. Digital tools featured require downloading the mobile banking app and may only be available on select mobile devices. Erica is a mobile feature only available in the English language. Your chat may be recorded and monitored for quality assurance. Message and data rates and additional terms may apply. Bank of America, N.A., member FDIC.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Welcome back in to Talkin Cowboys here on this Halloween Thursday. It is a little QB vision and a little Cowboys Falcons talk. We got some Black Rifle coffee. These are the Vanilla Bomb Espresso 300 milligrams. You got 300 milligrams of straight power. And Isaiah's about to not only chainsaw this thing. That's not shotgunning a coffee. That's chainsawing a coffee. But this is going to be interesting. Isaiah's going to chug this thing as we speak. I'm worried for your heart, sir.
Oh, it's okay. Guy got me.
There you go. All right, sounds good.
The Grinch.
Let's go.
He's over there start shaking like Pookie from New Jack.
Go.
It just be calling me, man. It just calling me.
This is the second time he's done this, and
but the first time he regretted it.
Bang. Nah.
No, not when it's Black Rifle coffee.
No, I'm talking about the shakes.
Yeah.
That Vanilla Bomb is the bomb.
It is bomb. It is very good.
Just in case you guys were thinking, oh, he didn't drink all that.
Let's see how
that's hollow. Hollow man's
hollow
back,
man, hollow
back, baby.
Hollow man, hollow can.
Before we move on, Black Rifle Coffee hosting the workout session. Isaiah, you're trying to be a part of that, right?
I haven't heard anything.
Okay,
he's going to be a part of it.
He's going to be a part of it somehow.
Rise and grind.
Sign up, Rise and Grind. You can go to DallasCowboys.com and sign up today. Black Rifle Coffee doing great things in the community and for our veterans as well. I love it. My favorite part of QB Vision was in the middle of your emphasis, like you were like shaking your head and the little like flap on top was just bouncing back and forth. That was my favorite.
It's the commitment to the role for me.
Don't allow the Falcons to steal your day. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let them do it. Because if you throw it out there, Justin Simmons, Bates, freaking Terrell, if you leave it out there, what are they going to do?
They're gonna snatch.
They're gonna snatch that thing. Anybody ever had their Halloween candy snatched?
No.
No.
Don't play that.
Are you guys familiar with that?
I've heard of it, but I've never had it happen.
I actually have Patrick's Halloween candy right here.
Okay,
Patrick.
so really super short.
Here you go.
Oh, yeah.
It's just for you, buddy.
Go ahead and grab it with Freddie hands.
Go
ahead.
grab you one.
Do it.
Grab you one.
Do it
If
now.
you don't drink coffee, if you're not going to be a team player,
For those
you need to, at the very least.
Freddie doesn't play well with others.
So for those that are listening and can't see right now,
we got some candy.
Urban Freddy Krueger.
God.
Right? Urban Freddy Krueger,
it's
a.k.a. No C Walker.
Come on, man.
Hates candy corn.
See if you can pick one up with the scissor hands.
He hates candy.
You would rather?
He'd rather do coffee.
He'd rather drink
I
coffee.
would rather drink coffee than
do it.
I would rather drink coffee than eat that candy corn. It's not happening.
Here's the thing: I am so proud of you.
It's not happening.
Congratulations!
It's not happening. Oh, you didn't want to.
Congratulations! Oh man, that's incredible.
Now, as far as coffee goes, I still don't like it.
That
As
is
far as
pretty
coffee
good,
goes,
though, right?
this is not bad.
Okay, there you go.
It's not bad.
Vanilla bomb is the bomb.
Wow.
So yeah, get that candy corn away from me.
Wow.
Not ever.
Isaiah, you want one?
I'm definitely doing
I'll
that.
take some.
Nah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bring
it
it
reminds
over
me
here.
of Grandma's coffee.
So here's the thing, guys. I'm dressed up as a disappointment today.
Why?
You guys look fantastic.
Explain, man.
Yeah,
Dressed
you
up
guys
as
look great.
a dad.
There's a spider on your microphone.
I'm a tired triplet dad today. So all three babies are sick right now.
Oh no,
That's fun.
So that's been a fun 2 days.
That sucks.
And I usually try not to make excuses with the babies because
excuse.
everybody's tired.
life.
Everybody's got stuff, and it's been tough the last 2 days. Well, I set aside. I was gonna dress up as a blind referee. That's what I was going to be today. I had
He
the
told me
shirt.
yesterday,
I had
yeah.
the glasses. I was talking to Patrick about it yesterday.
You probably got a fine from the league.
Probably, that's fine. Send me the check, Roger. Send me the invoice, Roger. But I was talking with Patrick yesterday, and he was like, "Hey, you can't just go sunglasses. You got to go with the big, burly one." I found some, and I set them aside, and I found like a cane, a little plastic cane. Found it, set it aside. Walked out the door this morning after trying to get everybody settled and left it behind.
Yeah,
so in doing so, I stopped and got donuts for everybody just to make up for it. Some Halloween donuts just to make up for my disappointment.
Spooky donuts.
Yeah, so you can take that instead of the candy corn. But in the process, I was like, oh yeah, I left early, had enough time to get donuts, not enough time to go back and get my ref shirt. But then my phone was dead because of all the stuff from last night, and I usually pull up Waze to try and get around traffic, and I ran straight into like a heavy traffic jam, and that's what cost me 25 minutes.
So it's actually been a scary day for you already.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I
spooky.
feel like I have to do this just because
Spooky
there's teeth
season
in here.
What was that?
I said I feel like I have to do this one just for the teeth.
You just taking the teeth?
Yeah, I'm
Just take the teeth.
Listen, man, I love you.
What's happening
I don't
in
know
the
how y'all
Grinch
deal
here?
with that aftertaste. Oh my!
It's not Blade.
You're like
It's
Wanda
butter
from
knife.
That was not.
What do you say on Blue Streak? It's like leaving candy around. I'm gonna cow it up.
Well, you look like Wanda and Blade had a kid.
Oh,
Wanda from In Living Color and Blade had a kid.
I love it.
Invisalign, a proud sponsor.
We didn't do the read. This is the official smile of the Dallas Cowboys. That might be the thumbnail. That might be it.
It's too good.
Oh, goodness. All right. So you just eloquently went through QB vision and talked about this matchup and how there's nobody really, Halloween pun, scary on the opposite side. But they just do the necessary things to keep their offense within striking distance.
Their defense is doing what? I'm going. I'm done
with the chest.
I missed Monday and Tuesday, so I missed Tuesday, Wednesday. So
With your chest. You are the Grinch after all.
They are doing what the expectation of Dallas's defense this year was.
That is true.
To limit the scoring opportunities, just keep it manageable, right? Keep it respectable and allow the offense to go out there and cook, right? Don't give up a bunch of points. Allow the offense to put up a bunch of points, and we'll outscore our opponent. Mm-hmm. That's how the Atlanta Falcons approach their defense. Let's sit back, keep everything in front of us, the old Bill Belichick way, right? Sit back, don't allow any plays behind you. Yeah. Keep everything in front, play downhill, right? Tackle everything in front of you, tackle the run, tackle the receivers, right? They can catch the ball, but we're going to make them use the clock, and eventually our offense is going to be scoring so quickly that they're going to run out of time.
Yep.
They're going to run out of time and run out of opportunities. That's how their defense plays. They're perfectly fine giving up plays, as long as you don't beat us over the top, right? And we have ball hawks. So if you want to take your shot, not only do we have guys sitting back there waiting on that, but if you do get impatient, because it happens, some teams get impatient. They're like, we're tired of being methodical and working our way down the field and trying to move the chains. Screw this. Let me throw it over the top. No. There's Justin Simmons. There's AJ Terrell, right? There's Blake. Well, not Blake.
Jesse Bates.
Bates. Why say Blake?
Bates Motel.
Bates Motel. So you have multiple guys back there that will make you pay, and they are ball hawks, right? Justin Simmons will hit you in the chest, but outside of that, those guys just want to get the ball. So that's what their defense is doing. Dallas's defense has not turning the ball over, and to emphasize the point about them not getting a lot of pressure, I think they have 7 interceptions. Of those 7 interceptions, watching on film, 5 of those interceptions came via pressure. When the quarterback was under duress.
So the rare times that they do get pressure,
it's a turnover.
It turns into
because these guys you're trying to chuck the ball down the field, and these guys are hawks. They're hawks. It's when I say they're ball hawks, I'm talking about like if you felt like you had Deron Bland and you had Trayvon Diggs out there, you feel confident that if somebody puts it up there, you're coming down with the ball. That's how they feel defensively.
Ooh. Where does this secondary rank compared to some of the others that we've seen so far this season?
It's a good question.
As far as personnel goes, they're up there.
They're probably 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, as far as personnel goes, they're near the top, most certainly. As far as scheme goes, not near the top.
Yeah.
Right. So, and we
is that the thought process behind a new coordinator? Because it's a new staff, new coordinator.
Don't mess it up for the offense. Don't mess it up for the offense.
Yeah. That's all they're trying to do.
Don't cost them the game. Don't be the ones that cost us the game. Is how they're looking at it. Sure. But I mean, they got some dudes that we can keep going over the names all day long. But like Isaiah led with QB Vision, they're last in the league in pressures sent at the opposing quarterback. So this is a game where all Dak needs to do is take advantage of that time. Theoretically, he should have some time. Theoretically speaking, take advantage of that extra second or so in the pocket. And go through your reads, right? No need to be super aggressive in this game. If the pressure comes, escape the pocket, at least cross the line of scrimmage a couple of times to create that threat of scrambling. And then when you dump it off to a particular player, you're going to have to task guys like CeeDee Lamb, which has shown he can do it, Jalen Tolbert, Jake Ferguson, whomever else. They're going to have to get the yak. They're going to have to get the purple velvet bag. They need the Crown Royal. Right. So So I think this is a game. This feels more like a game where Cowboys are going to have to depend more on finding and getting yak from their receivers than trying to figure out who can deliver the chunk play.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. So I mean, there will be other opportunities down the road with other secondaries where it's like, okay, maybe we can get going in the chunk play category. This ain't the day to do that.
Well,
Sunday.
That to me feels like Mike McCarthy's philosophy. I think he wants to complete shorter throws down the field and methodically get your way down the field to get yourself in the red zone, and then the red zone
if you
is
can
a
run
whole
it
different.
If you can run it though, so yes, I 100% agree with you.
Which has been a big time not happening.
So like that, what you're speaking of, that thought process works when you can effectively get 4 yards a pop.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
But your running backs are averaging
also
1.9 to 2.
And to that point, you know what will help get chunk plays?
What's that, Patrick?
I'm going to say this, and Isaiah's going to fall off his chair.
Oh, no.
Play action.
Oh,
establish the run so you can use the play action.
And as we confirmed yesterday, only 20% of all Cowboys offensive plays are play action.
And how can you get a team out of too high shell?
Play action and running the football,
running the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make them drop an extra guy down in that box.
They don't play man to man very well.
No,
they don't. So they want to be too high.
It's a ghost.
They want to be too high.
It really is.
So you can get them out of a too high shell and open things up for your offense by running the ball. And we say it often, right? And I hate to sound like we're on repeat, but it's very important. Like, it is so instrumental to the success of an offense, and it's the reason why you feel like your offense is not hitting this year.
There are so many instances where in the modern-day NFL you say, oh, you don't need a running game. You can win without big-time running backs, and that's true. You can win without the big-name running backs, but you got to still be able to run the football effectively, either behind a big offensive line or with a scheme that allows it to do so. You don't have any of those things.
Big name or not, the yards need to be there.
It's the reason why Baltimore.
Yeah,
it's the reason why Baltimore. It's the reason why Detroit are the two most feared teams in the league right now.
Yep.
It's literally, I'm going to talk about their offense.
Buffalo.
That is the reason.
Buffalo too.
Yeah, they got Cook. James Cook, yeah. And that's the reason why, when you think about it, all those teams have loaded up at what position? They're loading up at what position? Receiver.
Yeah.
Why? Because they know they can't sit down here and sit in too high shell. You have to come up here and load the box. Don't load the box against Derrick Henry. What happens? Justice Hill. Right?
Yeah.
That two-headed monster.
The box
right? That two-headed monster. Come down if you want to. Why did they make a trade for Deontay Johnson? Because we're gonna have 4 receivers out there that can all go out there and toast you.
Yep.
Come down here and load the box up if you want to. It's man-to-man coverage.
You still got Zay Flowers.
Absolutely.
You got Deontay Johnson.
Go to
Detroit. You got all these dudes outside.
Detroit Lions, two-headed monster. Sonic and Knuckles.
Yep.
Right? Sonic and Knuckles in the backfield.
Sonic and Knuckles.
That's what they call themselves. Right?
Yeah,
so
I didn't know that. That's phenomenal.
That's
true.
Sonic and Knuckles in the backfield, right? If you don't come downhill, what happens? They're going to run it. They're going to run it all over you. If you do come down here and try to load the box,
Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jameson Williams when he's back from suspension.
Well, they got Sonic and Knuckles. Cowboys need to identify
one.
who Shadow is. They need to figure out who's Shadow, because we're having this conversation. Who's going to be next week's experimentation for handoffs, right? As far as like who's going to get the chunk, who's going to get the bulk of it. Is it going to be Dalvin this time? Is Rico going to be back? Presumably so. Is Zeke going to play? Will he be made inactive? Sounds like Deuce might still be made inactive. I mean, when you go back and you listen to what Mike McCarthy said yesterday about, he said as a play caller, he doesn't like the running back by committee because he doesn't have
I don't know what you're getting.
Right, he doesn't know what he's getting, and he also doesn't have enough data to know who should be the lead. And right, so you don't really have a lead. You just have a cast of characters, and you don't know who plays what role best yet.
Yep.
And we're going into week 10.
Yeah, you have a cast of characters, not an ensemble.
Right, you're going into week 10. So now, and I will give Dalvin Cook the benefit of the doubt and say that was one outing. I need to see more. Give me a couple more elevations. But I will also say that for those that were expecting that he would come out and instantly Adrian Peterson the situation, you saw that's not going to happen in Dallas.
No.
I hope. I like that word this year.
You like hope?
There's been a lot of it.
There's been a lot of it. People will need to understand, and we've said it on the show, the running back by committee works if your offensive line is dominant.
Yes.
There are, and I'll say it again, I've said it a number of times, there are very few running backs in this league that can create, right? When the O-line's not doing what they should be doing, right? As you draw it up, there's very few guys in this league that can make it happen regardless, right? There was one guy in the history that I loved. His name was Barry Sanders. Mm-hmm. O-line wasn't the greatest, but guess what?
Creation.
Barry was
Come
Barry.
on, Barry was Barry, right? So you don't have that. So if you don't have that, it doesn't matter who's at running back. So I don't want to say that, it doesn't matter who you put in the backfield, but it doesn't matter who you put in the backfield. Because if the offensive line is not creating the running lanes, then you're not going to be successful. So what happens when you're an offensive coordinator that's frustrated by the ineffectiveness of the running game, offensive line, running back room, whatever you want to put the blame on? Now I'm running screens.
With wide receivers.
With wide receivers. So now, who are my wide receivers that can run screens? I don't want to use CD because I want CD running down the field. Jalen Tolbert's not really the shiftiest guy in the world, so I got to get into Terp. Terp's ball security is not the greatest right now. Right? So these are the questions that Coach McCarthy is going over in his head. He's like, I have to be able to bring the defense down. I have to get these guys down near the line of scrimmage so that we can get these chunk plays. Because right now, the inability to run the ball effectively is not in our favor in regards to moving the chains consistently and having these sustained drives.
Yeah.
So if I can't have these sustained drives because I don't have a running game, I have to have shots. But when I try to take shots, we have interceptions. Mm-hmm. So I have to elicit something that gets these guys closer to the line of scrimmage. So that means now I have to take my number one receiver out of running routes down the field, and I now have to get him screen plays. This is his issue that he has right now that he's trying to figure out. He's trying to find a solution.
It's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
It is.
Sorry, Nancy.
Tap the
because for those that are wondering, these are not plastic, metal. By the way. Yeah, but I get what you did there.
I'm a little scared.
The classic.
I'm shocked that security let you through that.
All fun and games. You sit on the toilet.
How would it be any different from me going to the training table and getting like some knives and walking around? It's no different.
They're not metal knives down there, though.
That's how he's gonna eat his steak liver.
Dude,
steak
I
tri-tip.
would die if I walked into the training table and he's cutting a steak or a hamburger or something.
That's not gonna happen, bro. Also, this is not cheap, so I'm not gonna be using
Mess
it to
around
cut
and get the
food.
bubble guts while you still got that glove off.
Ooh, one wrong wipe. One wrong wipe. Where's no C? Where's no C? Injury report. IR.
Undisclosed.
IR.
Gosh.
Would be the first time.
Oh, man.
Oh,
I love it.
man.
I love
we're
it.
out of time already?
Yeah, we're out of time.
You pulled the mask down like you promised. You said.
Oh, yeah.
You
Sorry,
gotta
I
You guys look great.
Come on, Leatherface.
You guys look
gotta finish it.
fantastic.
Yeah. Dude, you got to do it one more time. I need to.
Yeah.
One more time.
Yeah. Well, we're
Wave it
closing
around.
it out.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
go
Beam
for it.
waving around.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Y'all be safe going out there trick-or-treating for Mr. Scissorhands, for Leatherface, for the Grinch, for the Skeleton Man in the back. I'm the Invisible Man saying goodbye on Talking Cowboys. We'll see you tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!